1998. 1998.
The truth is, you don't need to do 1,000 sit-ups a day, drink green tea all the time, and go on a crash fad diet to burn off some belly fat. The problem is that the development of belly fat is a very complex physiological issue, and there's no quick fix solution. So any advert you see selling you the next diet pill or supplement to help you burn belly fat fast are selling you a complete lie. Hey everyone, it's Robbie again, registered nutritionist here at Second Nature, and today we're talking all about belly fat, the causes, the solutions. So let's get to it. So your belly fat is technically referred to as your visceral fat, which is just the fat stored in and around your internal organs. Now, the reasons why your body stores fat in this area are multifaceted and complex, but we can essentially break them down into three areas. Firstly, your genetics. Some people are predisposed to storing excess body fat in and around their internal organs. Now, there's not much we can do about your genetics, so we won't really be talking about that for the rest of the video. So the second reason you might store excess fat in and around your internal organs is high cortisol levels. Cortisol being your stress hormone, so when you're really stressed, you might have high levels of cortisol. Well, if you have high levels of cortisol all the time, caused by stress or lack of sleep, this seems to drive excess body fat into our internal organs or around in the belly area. And the third reason is insulin resistance. So insulin resistance is basically when your body struggles to respond to the hormone insulin, because what insulin does is it helps traffic excess energy out of the bloodstream and into the cells to be stored or burnt for energy. Now, what happens when you're insulin resistant? Those cells don't respond to insulin as well, and insulin has to revert to storing it in your internal organs or around in that area. So as we discussed, there's not much we can do about your genetics. However, there is something we can do about your cortisol levels and insulin resistance through changes to your lifestyle, such as stress management, diet, and exercise. So let's look into these in more depth. So the first thing we're going to look at is how we can reduce cortisol through improved stress management. Now, what's interesting about stress is that we've always been told how bad it is, how we need to get rid of stress completely. It's linked to everything from type 2 diabetes to heart disease. Now, while this is technically true, there's also new research to suggest that how we perceive stress and our relationship with stress can fundamentally change how it impacts our body. This was really illustrated in a recent study that looked at the mortality rates of individuals over the course of 10 to 15 years. And what they did at the start of the study was ask these people what their levels of stress were. Were they low, medium, or high? They also asked these individuals, do you think stress is a good thing? Yes or no? Now, what was interesting was that in the group of people that reported high levels of stress and reported they thought it was a good thing that stress helped them perform and learn, that group actually had a 17% lower risk of mortality compared to those who thought it was a negative. And what was interesting was that people in the high stress group that perceived it to be positive had lower risk of mortality compared to all groups in the study. This suggests that rather than resisting stress, but embracing it and make it our friend, could have a lasting impact on our health. So the next time you feel stressed or you're having really strong emotions, try some of the following positive affirmations to help you get through. So number 1, my heart is racing because it's pumping oxygen around the body, which will help me to perform. Number 2, I feel hot and sweaty because my body is pumping energy around my system that will help me get ready for action. Number 3, this situation is stressful, but my body will give me the courage to perform, respond, and learn. While embracing stress and changing your relationship with it can be a really positive thing, there's also room to embrace calm as well, as calming activities such as accessing nature, mindfulness meditation, or social events, all of these things have been proven to help lower cortisol as well, so be sure to include them in your routine. So exercise seems to improve our belly fat by reducing both cortisol and insulin resistance. The problem comes with making exercise a habit. Nearly 60% of people in the UK, in the US and Europe, for example, are not getting the recommended levels of exercise. So we've got 3 tips here for you to help you make exercise a habit. Now, the first one is to make it social. Research has shown that people that are involved in social exercise activities are more likely to maintain their habit and have greater life satisfaction as well. So whatever it is you want to do, make it social and you're more likely to do it in the long term. Number 2 is to snack on exercise. There's a big misconception that you need to spend hours a day exercising for it to have any impact, which is completely false. We've got good research showing that short, sharp bursts of activity spread throughout the day can have just as a positive impact on health markers like cortisol as longer extended periods of exercise in one sitting. And finally, do something you enjoy. If you don't like the gym, don't join the gym. If you don't like running, please don't run. Life is too short. Please do something you enjoy, whatever that might be. Maybe it's a dance class. Maybe it's a local walking club. What did you used to enjoy? What do you think you might enjoy if you tried it? Just give something a go. So our final recommendation to reduce cortisol and insulin resistance and reduce your belly fat is to eat a whole food diet that doesn't restrict fat. Now, we've discussed fat in a previous video, and our recommendations are to consume a diet rich in protein, fiber from plenty of plant foods, complex carbohydrates, but also fat as well. Research has shown that diets higher in fat can have a really positive impact on the level of fat in your liver. One study found that a higher fat diet compared to a lower fat diet higher in carbohydrates reduced fat content within the liver, which is a type of visceral fat, by 29% compared to around 4% in the low-fat, higher carb intervention. What was interesting about this study, however, was that no weight loss was observed between the 2 groups. So there's something about having a higher fat content and a lower carbohydrate content in the diet, which can help our body regulate fat more effectively and store it around the rest of the body rather than in and around our organs. If you'd like some healthy recipe ideas for breakfast, lunch and dinner, please click on the links in the description. So the development of belly fat is multifactorial and quite complex from a physiological perspective. The root causes that we can address through lifestyle being high cortisol levels and insulin resistance, through exercise, improved diet and improved stress management. Now, this isn't going to be an easy fix, it will take time. But with a sustainable lifestyle, you'll not only burn off your belly fat, but you'll reap many other health benefits as well. Okay, everyone, that's all from me today. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. See you next time.